Okay, good morning. Good morning.
Morning, Mr. Chigozie.
Happy weekend to all. Wherever you might be watching us from, this is already today, today's political rumble. Yeah, welcome, Mr. Felix. Welcome
Mo-
tonight.
Morning, sir.
Yes, we are going to the same INEC force has asked the security agencies to cooperate with INEC. Uh, how do you mean? What do you mean by that? This is a man who has been, of course, the most controversial and the cause in the history of this electoral campaign.
No. See, it's assumed to be is the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, is the commander in chief of the armed forces. Whatever will cause destabilization in whatever state, it's the president to say the security should do the right thing. I don't see him instigating any violence or anything. They should cooperate with INEC. That means whatever responsibility, whatever duty, that they should go ahead and discharge their responsibility.
I mean the INEC boss,
Uh,
Mahmoud,
yes.
from his previous antecedents, Nigerians take him serious.
No, when it comes to state election, it's always very credible. When it comes to state, those staggered election, it's always very credible. And so far so good in Edo, it was credible. In Bayelsa, it was credible. It was in only in Kogi. In Imo State, it was credible until the Supreme Court turned everything upside down. I will tell you the truth. That's my humble take about that, sir. For all those staggered election, the INEC always do the right thing. They don't Tom, they don't play anyhow game.
Okay, they don't play any of this. Now that the NSC have given the authority that unless the commissioner of police in Imo State is withdrawn and the crowds are taken off the streets, they will definitely impact on the strike. You see that coming?
Well,
Just the usual tourists, endless tourists from
well, I see that coming. I see that coming, and it's going to be a very big fight. It's going to be a very big fight in Imo State, and that is going to lead to the kick out of Hope Uzodinma. It's going to be a kick out for Hope Uzodinma in Imo State. You see what they did to Ajaro, Joe Ajaro. The NNC have sat and said, if you can do this, I listened to Hope Uzodinma. Hope Uzodinma was saying that he has been paying the civil servant as at when due 13 months. But the issue remains that the NNC will fight back. They will fight back, and they will see. You see what will happen.
some say that he is not a state captain and should have nothing to do with the state. He should have concentrated at the federal level. So why coming down to the state?
That man is from that particular state. He is from that particular state. The NSC in that particular state has been they caged them. So it's coming to ginger the morale rather than he now use police to push them. Just watch and see what will happen in November 8th.
We'll watch and see what will happen. Well, we'll be here to give updates. Thank you so much. Have a fantastic weekend. Yeah, Estefan, this is another weekend here in Lagos State. Of course, bringing your way events and people's response to this issue. And well, let's hope things goes well. Yeah, good morning, Estefan.
Morning.
Welcome to another episode of the Democracy. Yes, Yakubu Mamu have urged the cooperatives to cooperate with INEC. Do you think people will take it serious? Having not lived up to responsibility and the previous election?
There's already a deep reservation against Yakubu-led INEC, and a lot of analysts have come out to say that Imo State might, at the end of the day, experience voters' apathy. The electors in Imo State, are being persuaded, to come out and exercise their rights in terms of voting. But, to talk about INEC, and what INEC did to Nigerians during the presidential election is an aberration. Is something that we should go with one eye closed, or both eyes open, But that notwithstanding, Imo State should know what to do. Imo people should know what to do at this point in time, whether they are going to allow the APC union or not. It is left for them. That is my take. But for INEC, they forget anything that has to do with INEC, and just go there and do their things, by faith, believing that at the end of the day, that their vote will count. But they should bear in mind too that whatever they see, they will take. INEC is just a clear disappointment. INEC is a disappointment to Nigerians.
Don't you think that voter apathy will be an advantage of the incumbent government?
It's not going to be anybody. Yeah, it's not going to be. It is not going, because even those who are supporting it, most of them they are passing through a lot of things in APC-led government, even at the national level. You understand? The same thing they were buying here is the same thing Imo people are buying. So they know that what is happening now in the system, it shows that APC government has no plan in terms of how to run the economy of this country. Everything seems to be collapsing on a daily basis. This has skyrocketed everywhere. They know all over Nigeria, even on TV. Go to TV, listen to what people are saying about this government. So it's left for them whether actually they will need to change their standard of living through voting, or they will allow the wickedness, to continue in Imo State and at the national level.
Now that there is some threat or discussion that there will be elections in Imo State coming from Simon Ekpa, do you think that will also affect the situation?
I don't know. I don't want to talk about that angle because, one, this is not the first time we are experiencing such unguided statement from Simon Ekpa, saying that there will be no election. Who is talking about that? Imo State is under the federal government. The control is still controlled by the federal government, and we are going to see election in that state. If all is being equal, there's no need of saying there will be no election. Why is he saying there's not going to be election? If there's not going to be election, by now you should go and destroy INEC and stop INEC from distributing their thing. As I'm talking to you now, logistics are going on. Distribution plan has almost been concluded. So people are already gearing to do their voting. So why are you saying there's no election?
The reason is that they say they are not part of Nigeria anymore, and they're looking for referendum. So the government of Nigeria should grant them referendum and release their supposed leader, who has been under incarceration after justice was.
I think everybody is talking. I know that Nnamdi Kanu is going to be freed. That is our prayer. That is my prayer too. That Nnamdi Kanu should be freed. He has not done anything wrong. Like the court said it, that this man has not done anything wrong. And that has been our view at the show even before now. We've been saying it, we've been shouting it, that Nnamdi Kanu has not done anything wrong. But as it stands now, the only person that I know that I can listen to is somebody like Nnamdi Kanu, who I know that he has a pedigree, he's a man of his word, he's resilient, he believes in what he believes in, and he has shown character, strong character in the fight or in the movement, to bring back, to restore Biafra. So me, I don't have anything to add to whatever that is coming from Simon Ekpa, because for me personally, for now, I do not recognize him as anything that has to do with, because of his antecedents, his ways. You understand? I don't like that the way he does his own thing. You understand? Even when you know that what you are doing, you are just trying to create, a division among what you are trying to do. So I'm not going to comment on that. But if it is everybody is going to put all their hands on deck to make sure, in whichever way, that Nnamdi Kanu is being free, then we can start from there, and begin to know what we want to do and how we want to go about it. But for now, Imo State is still under it's a unit of the federal government, it's a sub of the federal government, and it's still under the federal government. The governor there is a federal government governor, and there's nothing anybody can do for now. Imo State is not yet under a Biafran rule. Until that is being done, then I think we'll have another topic in that regard.
Last week, the High Court gave a ruling in favor of self-determination of the indigenous people, which of course dismisses the prescription that was passed against them by the Southeastern governors, empowering them to, of course, seek for political elections. Self-determination. All the things is still within their fundamental rights, recognized by the United Nations fundamental, even within the Nigerian system.
Of course, now thank God that Nnamdi Kanu has successfully cleared that terrorist part, on IPOB, because IPOB is never a terrorist organization. We thank God for that, and it shows that victory is very close, and we got to take it up from that angle, one after another, in pursuit or in pursuance of Biafran victory at the end of the day. That is my dream. That is my expectation. Any day, anytime. That at the end of the day, we're able to achieve this through whichever means. It's not about a United Nations. It's not about what Nigerian government is saying or Nigerian law says about self-determination. What we are saying is that there are processes, there are certain other things we needed to do, to have a collective understanding on how to get Biafra. We're not going to leave any territory, to anybody that is a Biafran territory. That one must be done. And see, Nnamdi Kanu have said it. He said not even an inch of Biafran land territory will be ceded to anybody. That is just the truth.
Biafran territory, how do you say, where and where will be considered as Biafran territory?
Well, you see, there are rooms for referendum, and apart from that, if you are going to conduct a referendum, I think it should be extended to people like Southern Cameroon, people like Benue people, and other states too, who might likely want to escape the hammer of jihad that is coming in a few years' time, on them, who want to be part of a nation, a kingdom, who guarantees freedom of the people, freedom of government, freedom of existence, freedom of association. And that's what Biafra represents. So referendum might be extended to such people, apart from the core Biafran territory. That is my take on that, But as it stands now, there are a lot of divisions, going on, as in certain people are saying that they are not part of this, they are not part of this. And when you look at it, you understand why they are saying such things. But I know that we are going to push further, to see how we can persuade them to see reasons, why it should be a collective effort. to achieve Biafra. That's
Achieve Biafra. You said, I may not have idea what your great expectations are regarding Biafra restoration. You said that's something your expectations and dreams. Now, I may want to know what are your pains being in Nigeria as of now, and what would be your joy? Of course, should Biafra eventually, of course, emanates in the most in recent time, no distant time from now. So, what have been your pain? You said that is my expectation, that is my dream. Just like every average Biafrans, of course, across the entire globe, they have expectations. But how strong and great is these expectations?
I remember when I was a child, that what the first thing that caught my attention was the day my father was an ex-Biafran warlord. He fought on the Bonny Isles, you know, uh, 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 as a sailor, as a Biafran sailor, navy, so to say, in that regard. So I came to understand as a child that because of curiosity, I was asking questions. But because right there in our backyard, I saw bullet holes, around my territory in the village then, and of course in Uzakon where I grew up, and I keep on asking questions. How come this kind of holes came into existence? And my father started telling me the story of Nigeria Biafra War. I think that caught my curiosity, and I started from that point. I started doing a lot of research, a lot of investigation, on why a certain people should be killed because they wanted to be free from marginalization. They wanted to be free from wickedness. They wanted to be free from killings, unnecessary killings, And I came to understand that, see, these are distinct uh, tribe, that has been able to define every moment of their race and their existence, to the glory of God. Biafra is connected to divinity. That is one thing we must understand. Biafran cause is not just like Britain, America, and you understand. Biafra has the same destiny with Israel. That is the way I see it. And from what I understand, I came to understand that the ingenuity during the Nigerian Biafran War is exceptional. Has come to be, a world research topic that the world wants to know. How can a black man that a lot of people believe that has nothing upstairs will able to manufacture a bomb, of that magnitude, as at that time with It was not an Ijaw man that invented that name. Let me put it that way. Invented that name called Biafra. It was he suggested the name to the elders, Eastern Elders Forum, as at that time, that let this country be called so and so. That word Biafra, came from the beginning. That was why the Portuguese said this is the bite of Biafra. That bite of Biafra you are seeing, it's not as if it traces back to where our genealogy, where we actually came from. That Biafra is older than Nigeria as a name, as a whatever you might call it. But Nigerians want to change it, and these are part of the things we are talking about, that the wrong Biafrans in Nigeria. People should be able to see whether it was the Biafrans that wronged Nigeria or the Nigerians that wronged Biafra. I think when it comes in form of a book, people begin to understand. So from there, that was how the man from Opigo, I can remember his name, something, suggested that let this country, let this nation, let this kingdom be called Biafra. So the word Biafra is as old as the earth, as the people of that geographical district. I remember that Amazonia was also part of Biafra. When they were given referendum, they have to move. You understand? It's a lot of states, territory, regions that were part of Biafra at that time. We are politics came in, and division also set in until the era of Ojukwu. So that's where we are looking at. Nobody's going to tell me that Biafra is just a land. That is a funny talk. You understand? We have vast territories. We have waters. We have territorial water. Whatever it takes to stand as a nation. Not to talk about the ingenuity of the Biafrans. So I don't want to go deep. This is just a clue, of what the book is all about.
Wow, that is quite interesting. Just in a moment, in a few seconds, what would be your excitement? How will you express your excitement should Biafra be announced? The independence of Biafra be announced?
Yes, we have seen what is.
Lifetime.
Yes, I'm even grateful that during my generation, the capital of Israel moved from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem. It happened in my generation.
Exactly. That is
And
prophecy.
yes. I am happy, 100% happy about it, because I believe in the truth. Now, I want the same thing. The world. I know that the world is working out something. I don't have any reservation about that. United Nations, and I want this thing to come from the powerful nations. Israel especially. America. Let them come and give, because look at what is happening in Israel now. You understand? A certain people that we are part of, that's supposed to be part of Israel, are killing the Jews in Israel. They wake up one day. It's not happening in Nigeria. People are being killed more than every day by the government, by the system, by terrorists, by Islamic Jihad, by terrorists, sponsored by Boko Haram and all the rest. And the thing is moving down towards the Eastern Territory. So it's not something we are going to fold our hands and watch this thing to continue. So it is going to be a wonderful thing that at the end of the day, the world bodies will sit down and they said, okay, we are granting you freedom in every, in every, both our territory, everything, and those who want to, because I know that a lot of people want to join. Those who are not part of it want the family to be extended to them. Then at the end of the day, I want to see a Biafra run as a Christian nation. That Christian, it's not the type of Christianity we are talking about, that somebody will come and just come and destabilize you, and at the end of the day, and just walk away. We build our security, we develop ourselves, we arm ourselves, we defend ourselves. It's part of our faith. Biafran army is going to be one of the best army in the world. We are not using it to intimidate anybody, but for self-defense, we want to have the best military in the world. That is one. Two, I want to see a Biafran government where every Biafran from day one will have access to education free, access to military training free, access to everything free, because Igbos have gone through a lot. You understand? They want to see. I don't want to see anything that has to do with corruption. And if it is possible, Nigerians, Biafrans should have a kind of a security system, that allows us to have access to defense at every Biafran anywhere in the world to have access to defense at any point in time. You understand? And our military will be up to date. Good training. We are not using it to please anybody or to attack anybody. You understand? We just want to live and worship our God the way God wants us to worship Him.
That's the example. That put substitute for Biafra. Should the Nigeria have a return? Nigerian government.
Yes,
you classify the Igbos to remain in Nigeria.
That's why I say anything I say, I make reference to Nnamdi Kanu, because Nnamdi Kanu movement, understanding, lies with my perception, about Biafra. We want to return to our roots. You understand? We want to practice Christianity, Judaism the way it's supposed to be. We want to do those things. The God. We want to keep the Sabbath. You understand? These are the things we want to. I want to. It's going to be free from fanatics. Worship your God the way you want it. But I want to see Biafrans as Christians. I want to see Biafrans, as Sabbatarians, who believe in what God says, that on the Sabbath day we should keep it holy. That's the kind of Biafran I want to see. And thank God now the Kanu has successfully, laid that kind of foundation, which if you go to the Jerusalem Post, Times of Israel, you see them reporting about synagogue in Biafran land. See tomorrow, you go to their website, you see them talking about the synagogue in the eastern Nigeria. So to say, in Biafran land, when I mean eastern Nigeria, I'm talking about Biafran land. We want to see those things happen. So if Nigeria feel that, okay, actually they have terribly damaged the psyche of every Biafran, of every Easterner, and they needed to do. We're not asking for much. What we're asking for that let there be confederation. And that confederation, it is left for us to determine whether our own confederation in the Biafran land is going to have 300 states, 30 states, 500 local government. That is our business. It's nobody's business. You understand? So that we'll be able to monitor and govern our people down to the least Biafran in the land. Our women, our children, our fathers, our mothers will be able to have access to good governance, to good healthcare system, to good education, to good living, live comfortably. Anything you want to do, let it be at you. This is what I want to do to contribute to the development of Biafra as a nation. That has to come from you, not by force. Your father say you must go and read this. Your father no. Develop yourself. The infrastructure is going to be there for you to, just like what is happening in America. You will see how talented the black man is, and by so doing, the black man will return the glory. The black man begin to see the glory of his image, so to say, in Biafra. And before you see it, blacks all over the world will see that place now, as a sort of Jerusalem, where they can go and embrace their people for having done well. Because currently now, there's no modern nation in Africa. Take out all the black nations in Africa, run by black people. You cannot see that this black country, Niger, name all of them, Burkina Faso. The nation for the black. Yes, that's the dream. You understand? That's the dream. Where a black man that has spent 100 years in America, in London, in Australia, wherever he is, can run back and say, yes, I have a home, in corner and be able to start from the scratch and get to the top. That's the kind of Biafra I want to see, in that regard.
And we all look perhaps and hope for such a time when there will be through emancipation of those who are feel oppressed and subjugated, and whose, of course, opportunities and chances of advancing their cause and that which they truly believe in will be totally emancipated.
Yes, and that's what I'm saying. That on Hanese, you see, I think that there are no Igbos are business oriented, and when you talk about them, the intellectual aspect of the Biafran side, not about what Simon Ekpa and Nnamdi Kanu are doing. There are still other things we needed to do. There are look at people are already seeing Biafra in Things Fall Apart. They look at the word Okonkwo represent Biafra, and that is the part of thing I'm trying to do. Okonkwo, the character of Okonkwo is the Biafran character. An average Igbo man is fearless. An average Igbo man is brave. If you look at the character of Okonkwo has been portrayed in Things Fall Apart, you discover that Okonkwo is just the symbol of Biafra. It's just the symbol of Igbo nation. It's just the symbol of Igbohood. You understand? But people are not beginning. People are not. A lot of people who have that kind of insight are beginning to say, okay, though at the end of the day, that Okonkwo killed Ikemefune, because Okonkwo believed that Ikemefune should not call, even when he was being threatened, he ran back to meet, and Okonkwo slew him, put him down, and he killed Ikemefune, which a lot of people are blaming Okonkwo. Why did you kill Ikemefune? But that is not the angle we are talking about. But the prowess of this man called Okonkwo is about what the ingenuity, how Igbo man look at things, the perception of an average Igbo man, the heroic nature of Igbos all over the world, anywhere you find them, you understand? So the same thing is what we are going to see in some of those things, and what we are going to bring out in the book. We are trying to see if we can get sponsorship, the wrong Biafrans in Nigeria, which is going to be the same.
What is the major reason why other parts of the country don't want the secession of the Igbos from Nigeria?
It's a very clear thing. It's just like a father and a son. Um, or in a family, in every family, there's a prince. In every hamlet, there's a prince. The Igbos are the prince of this nation.
How do you mean? The prince?
The Igbos are the prince of Nigeria. You should understand what I mean. The Igbos are the prince of this nation. They are the light of this nation. They are the salt of this nation. I don't want to make references to Tunde Bakare, to Gani Adams, the Nana Kankofo of Yoruba land. I don't want to talk about the Adeyeyi, the Oni of Ife. People who have stood their ground to say the truth about this beautiful, wonderful race called the Igbo race. So what I'm telling you is that the Igbos are the prince of Nigeria, and you cannot take it away from them. And in that kingdom where he is the prince, everybody is looking up to him.
A prince that has lost his place?
No, that's what I'm saying. That the gang up, that's what I'm explaining to you. That it's just like, look at Okonkwo itself in Things Fall Apart as a prince in that regard. You know what happened? You understand? So by the time they begin to understand these things gradually, the better for everybody. The Igbo man are not tribalistic. The culture and tradition of Igbo man is Ebe Berugo Bere.
Exactly.
That's the Igbo man culture and tradition.
Let's coexist and
let us exist and let everybody, and even at their own expense, they can make your life
it up, no sound. The time is fast spent.
Okay,
Thank you so much, Pastor.
thank God.
Thank you.